Hey kids,
Hey, Dad!
what do you want to do today?
We don't know!
Want to go to the movies?
No!
Want to go to the water park?
No!
Want to go play disc golf?
Yeah! Let's go play disc golf!
Hey everybody, welcome back to RC Disc Golf Podcast. With me again is my good friend Nathan Crandall.
What up, what up?
So, if you guys don't know Nate, he's just a local disc golfer. And that's pretty much it. I mean, you ran the league at Outwater. So
Yep.
Monday Night League at Outwater Park.
Yeah, me and Tim Cooper
Mm-hmm.
getting her done.
That's one of my more favorite leagues for sure.
Yeah,
I
it
liked
was
it.
fun. I passed it down. I passed it down to Chris Sherman this year.
I heard that.
Yeah,
I heard that at the meeting Chris is going to be taking the reins.
Yeah, it was starting. It was really fun. It was just starting to get a little much with kids and the work schedule and stuff.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
I think Chris will do a really good job with it though. I'm excited to see what he does.
I'm excited for it too. Hopefully I can actually get out and do it. Right now I have all the time in the world, but
Yeah, right.
I'm trying not to.
Yeah, yeah. I feel that.
I mean,
It'd be nice to just show up and play.
yeah.
Not have to worry about showing up an hour early and setting everything up, and then staying and doing cash out and keeping track of everything.
Yeah, oh, yeah, yeah.
It'd be nice to just enjoy the game.
Relax and play.
Yeah.
Run your little side gig on the side of it.
Yeah, yeah,
you know?
yeah.
That was fun too. That was one of the first times I did Monday Night League.
Oh, the side bets?
Yeah, the side bets that you
Yeah.
did.
Well, that kind of came into Bobby DeLong is always trying to, get a bunch of extra cash on the side going.
Mhm.
And so the Bobby D side bets started doing it. So then when I took over, if we were just waiting for, the last card to cash out, I'd be like, hey, $1 a shot. Whoever can get close to the basket out there, you know what I mean? And
Mhm.
we had a couple nights it stacked up to like $126, for people just throwing cash at it.
Yeah.
It's cool. It
I
was
think
a good time.
I think I had only like fives in my pocket, so I was like, okay, there's
Yeah.
5 shots, and I just kept
So
going
is-
at it until I was
yeah.
out.
Yeah.
I got pretty close though. I think I was in within like a couple feet from the basket, and then somebody pinned it.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
that
It's
always-
always that one person that like just pins it. So,
Always happens.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's a nice little cash flow ace run thing. I like that a lot.
King of the Park this year was I think it was a good touch. I don't know if Chris Sherman's going to keep it going, but it was cool.
What was King of the Park?
So we started this side bet, King of the Park, where every single hole has a CTP on it.
Okay.
And it was an extra $3 to get into it. And then at the end of the night, whoever captured the most CTPs was King of the Park. And then
Okay.
they took that pot. So I think that was a cool addition. It was a big pain because obviously it's like as soon as you get there, you got to lay out 18 CTPs
Yeah.
on top of the other CTPs that we were already doing. And then, we always give away a free disc every week. So it was a lot to
Wouldn't
keep track of.
it be easier just to give it to the cars on the way out?
Yeah, we tried. Well,
Yeah, they're not going to every hole though. So
Yes.
that makes sense.
so then you end up sending one card out with like 7 of them. And if
Mhm.
they forget to put a flag out, then it screws up everything.
Yeah.
So
okay.
it's like I would always just try and show up an hour early. I'd preset them the day before,
Mhm.
and then we would just go and we would just go. I would just get there an hour early. I'd have a beer and just walk the course and just set them all
Oh,
out.
that's good.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Here's Bubbles the dog, featuring "Don't Knock the Camera Over." She did that the last time. She hopped up on Eric. Whole thing came down.
It's
But
funny.
she's a good dog.
Yeah, she is.
I like taking her with me to the courses, but I have to have, like, my daughter has to come with me or something to
Mhm.
hold her on the leash while I throw.
Mhm.
But that's about it. But she does all right out there.
That's good. She's a good dog.
She's all right.
Yeah.
She's
But-
she's making me mad today, but she's all right. So, you got any other plans then for this year since you're not going to be running that league?
So it's actually funny. Outwater League is actually the only league that I've ever attended.
Oh, really?
I've never had time. Mondays are always like secluded. So it'd be cool to be able to jump around a little bit and check out some of the other leagues and stuff like that. 'Cause
Okay.
the only reason I took it over is because everybody who had the league before I did was stepping down, and there was nobody else doing it, and I didn't want it to go away. So I was like,
Gotcha.
so I did it. So
All
it'd be
right.
nice to actually check out some other leagues and stuff.
The NRDG Travel League on Wednesday night is a lot of fun because it's a different course every week.
Yeah.
That's a lot of fun. And I believe they're all random draw doubles.
Mhm.
Sunday Fun Day, that's at Como Park.
Mhm.
I don't remember.
That's a Spartan thing.
I think that's a Spartan thing.
Mhm.
I now I'm questioning if that one's doubles or if it's singles. I think that's a singles.
Like I said, I'm probably the worst person to ask. I've
Yeah,
never,
I
I've
don't
never
remember.
played.
Because then there's Thursday night sanction league at Ellicott Creek,
Mhm.
which I think that one is also up in the air for ownership.
Hmm.
So I think they're looking at for that one
Who was
too.
running it before?
I think Jeremy Holkey was,
Hmm.
but I don't know. I never attended that one either.
Hmm.
I could be wrong on that one. I don't know if that was one of theirs or not. But I don't know who's running it now. I don't know who was doing it before. But I think what they said at the meeting a couple weeks ago, that one was up in the air for ownership.
Hmm.
So whether it's going to be staying Thursday night sanctioned or if somebody wants to do their own thing, that could very well change.
I think Tim Cooper's starting a league at JD too.
Yes, he is. Yep,
Yeah, so
that's
that'll be
another
cool.
one.
Anything Tim Cooper's a part of is like
Tim's
a safe
awesome.
bet. So
Tim's awesome.
Yeah.
Tim was one of the first guys that I ended up playing doubles with during these leagues.
yeah,
And he's a great guy.
yeah, he is,
He's
dude.
just throwing out pointers the whole time, helping you out. And here's Bubbles again. This show's not about you. He didn't come here to see you.
She just wants attention.
Yeah, because she gets no attention with 3 little kids in the house. Go to bed. Or sit. Right there. That's fine. All right.
She just wants some scratchies.
Dog. She literally just lays around the house all day long. If I'm on the couch, she's laying in between my legs
Yeah,
constantly.
yeah.
So
That's good, though.
she's literally babied and coddled all day long, and then somebody comes over here and she plays the victim like she gets no attention. It's hilarious. So you should see when my dad comes over here. It's completely
Bonkers.
chaos. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
she's running all over the house, grabbing toys to give him.
yeah.
Yeah, let's play with my rope. Let's throw the ball. Yeah, like no one pays attention there. It's great. So I don't know. I'd like to see you out there a lot more often.
Yeah.
Um,
No, I think I'll get out a little bit more. It was just with everything and then trying to fit it in on Mondays, every Monday, no ifs, ands, or buts. It was
it's nice to have a set schedule too.
Yeah.
So that always helps, especially when you're going around family and work.
yeah,
To have a set schedule to play, that's great.
yeah,
So that always helped out. But that's why I don't get to do a lot of leagues because it doesn't fall in with my schedule.
yeah. Well,
So-
that's why. Well, that's the cool thing about Western New York is like there's probably a league that falls into your schedule at some
Yeah.
point. What
Well, I mean, Sunday would have been because I worked Monday through Friday.
Mhm.
Weekends were, if I wanted overtime or not.
hmm
So, yeah, Sunday Fun Day would be like the only one at Como that I could do.
Yeah,
But I never got to it because I'm exhausted from work and I've been gone all week. I got to stay
Yeah.
home. Also, competing wise, I'd rather compete than do leagues.
yeah. This will be the first year that I don't think I'm gonna renew my my PDGA membership.
I've never seen you compete, anyways.
Yeah, not well. I did like the first like 2 years that I was playing. I was doing a tournament. Like I was in a lot of tournaments, but then it was just kind of like, I kind of just want to like keep it. You see all these guys that like, I mean, as soon as they start out, they want to get super competitive with it, and that's
Mhm.
cool. But like, this is more of a relaxation thing for me. Like it would be great if I was really good at it, but like,
You're still better than me.
yeah,
Yeah.
we'll see. We'll have to play because
All right.
it's been a while. So
It's been a bit for me. I mean,
Yeah.
with winter being what it is.
yeah,
I mean,
I don't go out in the winter.
I don't like to. I did the last couple of weeks because of people asked me to. So like I was Keith's partner for the was it Winterfest? I think that's what it was called.
Hmm.
Yeah,
What was that?
it was just a doubles charity event at
Oh, that's cool.
Ellicott Creek.
Doubles events are my stuff.
Yeah, that's the only reason why I
fun,
was
dude.
doing it because I was asked
Was
to be a
it-
partner
Was it just best shot, or did they do alternating shot?
at Bus Shot.
Alternating. So I played a doubles at Como one time, and alternating shot, and I didn't realize how much strategy goes into alternating shot. Like if you don't know the hole, and of course my partner was a lefty and I'm
Okay.
a righty, so like we kind of had to like plan where I was gonna shoot it first, so then it set him up to shoot lefty to the net for the next hole. I like that kind of stuff. I like when they throw like more rules on that kind
Okay.
of stuff.
I think they're doing one. I don't know if it's tripping at the Dizzle, which is a three. You get 3 people. It's not a doubles; it's triples. Or if it's fooling at the Dizzle for April Fool's event doubles.
Hmm.
One round's gonna be worst shot, and then the other round's gonna be best shot.
Worst shot?
Worst shot.
Who decides that?
It's your drive and your partner's drive. Whoever has the worst drive, that's the one you got to play off of.
Yeah, that's cool.
So,
I could see some people like
hating that. I see a lot of people hating that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know if it's either one of those events. To be honest with you, it could not. It could be something else that I didn't mention.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember reading somewhere that they're doing a worst shot and then a best shot for the event. I think a lot of strategy is going to have to come into play in that one.
Yeah.
And especially like picking your partner.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
So
it is one of it's one of those bring your own partners. So yeah.
Oh yeah, so that's even better, honestly.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, I couldn't imagine doing a random draw doubles and playing worst shot. I would have a pretty rough time with that.
Yeah.
Because most likely most of my shots are going to be the worst shots.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of how it goes when I play doubles. And I'll just feel terrible.
That was honestly, well, it reminds me of like a point that I was going to make. When I was running leagues, since I've kind of backed off of competing and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know these new faces that are showing up in tournaments and crushing, and I'm not keeping track of everything. So there was a couple of times, and people are mostly, I'd say 90% honest. But there's always that one guy that like is crushing it, and he shows up, and I'm like, oh, are you A pool or B pool? And he's like, oh, I don't know, I've never played this course, but like, he's got some skills, and he's always trying to squeeze into B pool. That's why I was lucky I had like Steve Hopkins and Luke DePriest and people that were competing, and they were like, put that dude in A pool, dude.
There's always that one guy that wants to win.
Yeah.
Yeah, me and Josh talked about that too. There's people that compete in like MA2 throughout the year, but when they do point series, they'll do MA3 because they're just in that line of rating wise to where they can be MA2, MA3.
Which, I mean, I've never played a point series, but my understanding is, there's quite a bit of money on the line, isn't there?
I don't know because I'm
because
never
it
in
stacks, right? Per event, or is that just like an ace pool thing?
No, I think it stacks per event.
So I could see like whenever there's that amount of money on the line, if it's me and I normally play at MA2, but I qualify for MA3, like I would sign up for MA3 too. For a competitive aspect.
I mean,
because you go to any of these out of town like A tier events.
Mm-hmm.
Those guys are if they're 1 point off of being an MA3, they're signing up for MA3. Like they're doing it. Like any kind of like up or like whatever that they let you do.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's bad to take advantage of that. But like when it comes to local, just like fun leagues and stuff like that, like people that try and take advantage of that, that doesn't make much sense to me. But like if you're actually competing for money,
I think it's all an ego thing. You just want to win.
Yeah.
And you think if you're going to come down to MA3 and dominate that round, you're only doing it for yourself, really. I mean, I can't say that I don't know how I would be in that situation.
Yeah.
If I was to actually play really good to be in MA2.
Yeah.
And jump down to MA3 just so I can win.
Yeah.
I'd like to think I wouldn't.
I always wanted, especially for like just the fun events, I know I'm an MA3 player.
Mm-hmm. But
in my head, I'm like, wouldn't it be sick if I just went off and took an MA2 title being an MA3? Like that was always my mindset. Like if I win, I want to win.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I don't want to come home with an MA3 title. I want to come home with an MA2 title,
Would make more sense to me.
I was never close to being MA1. Like that was never in the cards. But
when I started playing, all my friends were in MA2.
Yeah.
So I signed up for MA2 because that's what they told me to do. And this is again my first year of playing. And it's like I'm absolute trash. I had a decent forehand, but that was about it. I could not backhand for anything, and my putting was terrible. So when I finished an event and I'm like 12, 13 over par, and I see I'm like, I don't know, maybe dead last in MA2, maybe I'm like, someone else had at least bottom 5. I would look at my scores and I'd compare them with people in MA3, and I'd be in like top 10 at least. And it's like, well, what the hell? Why I would be in like 8th place right now? It's like, why wouldn't I be in MA3 then?
Right.
So I started signing up in MA3, And guess what? I'm still at the bottom of the list.
But
So-
at least you're closer. You're playing with a realm of people who are competitive for you.
I have a better shot, at least. There's been events where I was like 6th place or 8th place. I mean, at least top 10 out of like maybe 14 people, though. I mean, can you really count that as being a top 10? So, I mean, there's not huge in those events, but I think it was that happened at Bond. I think it was a Squala Bond Open, and yeah, I think there was only like maybe a dozen or so people in MA3, and I was tied for 6th place.
That's cool though, because like when you first start out and you're starting to compete, a 6th place win that keeps you kind of hungry. Like you're like,
yeah, it felt great.
if I got 6th place, like I could do it. Like just some little tweaks, you'd be top 3. You know what I mean?
Well, I had a horrible first round.
Mm-hmm.
I think I was double digits over par,
Which sucks for your mental game.
It does
going
feel
into the
bad,
sixth
but
round.
then I took off like, I don't know, 8 or 9 strokes on my second round. I came back. I think I was like 4 or 5 over par.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, dude, I crushed it.
Yeah.
I felt real good after that run.
There was a tournament that I played, and man, I can't remember the name of the guy that was on my card. He used to come to Outwater League too, and I can't remember his name. I'm horrible with names. Anybody who's played Outwater League, they know I'm horrible with names because you could show up every day of league, and every time you show up, I'll be like, "What's your name?" Because I don't keep track.
It's like, Nate, you've known me for 5 years.
Yeah, I'll forget. I don't know. But I remember, I think it was a luau event, so it was like a two course event over the weekend. And I remember Outwater, I thought I was going to crush it, and I think it was the second event. And the first 5 holes, I bogeyed or double bogeyed right off the bat.
Okay.
Like just having a really tough time. And literally, I turned to my card mates. I had like, 5 or 6 beers in my backpack, and I was like, honestly, dude, if this is gonna go, you guys care if I just drink this whole time? And they were like, nah, do you? I'm like 6 beers deep into like hole 7, and
wow.
yeah, so like I'm
Bad
throwing
day.
him, yeah, I'm throwing him back. It's a bad day, and I pulled this first round completely out of my ass. I ended up finishing. It was the best round I had ever shot at Outwater Park, and I think I ended with like a -6 or a -7.
Oh, wow.
For that round. Absolutely turned it up. Like just started birdieing holes like crazy, and the guys were like, "Man, I'm never letting you drink again." And then we get to the lunch, because it's a 2-round event.
Mm-hmm.
We get to the lunch, and I'm like, "All right, do I keep the buzz going? My mental's pretty good going into the second round." So I was like, "All right, I'm going to stop. And, we'll go into the second round." Should have kept the buzz going, dude. The second round, man, I think, oh, man, it ruined my first round completely. I went from being in second place to I think I finished in like 13th or 14th.
Oh, wow.
It was so bad. But, like, it's just funny how, like, those first and second rounds, your mental game, like, it really affects you, like, going in. So,
yeah, that's what I'm working on this year is my mental game. I figured doing putting leagues will help me out with that because my first time at putting league, I was nervous. I'm missing 15-foot putts.
Mm-hmm.
So, because at Fat Man's, it's doubles.
Mm-hmm.
So your score obviously matters for scratch score if you want to win by yourself. That takes into effect as well. But they also have first place doubles win as well. So I was like, man, I don't want to let my partner down. So I want to do
Step
good.
it up a little bit. Yeah.
And I'm missing 15 footers just because I'm nervous because I'm in my head of letting this guy down. Luckily, he was a phenomenal putter, and we still got, I think, second place anyway. So that was great. But it's always in my head of I want to make this putt so badly. I don't want to miss it. So I figured going into putting leagues, hey, this is more fun. It's laid back. Everybody's drinking. They go out and smoke during breaks. And, yeah, I want to be more relaxed in this situation.
And that is like that kind of vibe is like that's the vibe that I always tried keeping at Outwater when I used to run it, because it was like there's so many competitive. Like I just wanted people to have fun because there's some kids that are like going crazy and they're signing up for a bunch of tournaments and they're just playing every league that they can and they're going to be competitive. But for the most part, I wanted like Joe Schmo that just got off his 9 to 5. You know what I mean? To just be able to come to league and like whatever, have a beer and just relax. Maybe you win some money. Even if you win money, you're probably not going to win very much money. You know what I mean? So it's like,
well, it all depends on how many people show up for league.
yeah,
Really.
that is true. And with the side bets, I mean, plus Outwater has a habit of the ace pool stacking.
Mm-hmm.
And that was one thing. I always kept the ace pool quiet. I tried not letting people know.
Yeah.
Like, because I didn't want people showing up just for the ace pool to steal it. But I mean, there's been a couple of times where people will take, they'll take a CTP, which normally pays out $30 to $40, depending on how many people show up. And then they take first place, which normally pays out 20. And then if they snag an ace while they're there, if the ace pool is hot, you could end that day taking home $400 at the end of the night. You know what I mean? It's like,
I mean, the ace is very hard to get at Outwater. I think there's only 5 gettable holes.
So, but we have hole 8.
Yeah, hole 8's one
which everybody forgets about. But it's like, if the ace pool is at $300, it's worth it to throw the $2 in for the ace pool, because just on the off chance, hole 8 is like 75 feet.
Yeah, it's really short.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just a pitch.
And me, my lefty, it's just a standstill, like a little hyzer up.
Yeah.
For it. I mean, I get close to the basket every time I hit the cage. It's sitting right over the top of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't seem to get dialed in though.
But it's honestly funny. Like I wish I would have kept track, so I had like the numbers. But for the most part, people don't take home the ace pool on hole 8. We've had a couple of people take home the ace pool on hole 8, but it's always another hole. It's always a longer hole. It's always like a 200-foot hole.
I saw an ace get on hole 9 there.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. It was a Firebird. He was right-handed, I believe it was, and I think he forehanded Firebird off to the left side and just had it swoop in and aced hole 9.
The craziest ace that I've seen on hole 9 is, I think his name's Kevin McDonald.
We might be talking about the same guy.
I almost brought that up. You might have been on the card. Yeah. But it's the only reason I think it's different. The only reason I think it's different is because when Kevin McDonald hit the ace that I saw, there is a very, very thin middle lane to go right at the heart of the basket. And I don't think he could have thrown more of a straight laser into the basket if he wanted to. And I swear to God, when he hit the basket shook. He threw the disc so hard.
I actually think that basket is crooked.
Yeah, I think it is too. But man, I've seen some really, really cool sneaky aces on hole 9.
That one would be really cool to get because it's a very technical shot.
Mm-hmm.
You got to make either left gap or right gap. I think the only ones that I believe are gettable are hole 1, hole 4,
okay,
hole 7, the downhill. I've hit that gauge before.
Oh yeah. 7 is a fun one.
Yeah,
7 is a really fun one.
It's just a nice floaty shot downhill.
Yeah.
That's a great shot. Yeah, I hit the cage there. That's the only reason I think that's gettable.
Mm-hmm.
And I've pinned hole 1 before.
Mm-hmm.
Hole 4 is everyone's favorite one to ace run.
Mm-hmm.
And then 8.
4, I wish we would have found a way to make it look natural, but to put back the tree that used to prop in front of the tee pad.
Oh, it's still there.
Yeah,
but it's not on an incline no more.
Yeah, but like the whole tree broke in front of the tee pad. So like, I wish we would have built it up, or like built a wall and like let plants, grow up like along it or something. But that hole, in my opinion, it's immensely easier because that tree is gone. And I wish we would have found a way to replicate that.
It is a lot easier, especially for me being a lefty.
Because there's always that, like you said before, there's always that one guy that shows up and he's really nervous, and he dings the tree right off the tee pad. You know what I mean? It's like, it's always a thing. But hole 4 always taught me to just kind of, float it in there. You're stronger than you think. Technique over strength every single time.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, that was one of those holes that was like, make sure just focus on throwing it correctly. Don't try and bing it in there, because you'll make it there. It's not very far.
No, it's not, but it's very tight. and it can go downhill real fast.
Yes, 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 yes.
I've been putting from downhill a lot, but now I kind of aim for top of the rocks and just
Yeah.
let it float up there. But yeah,
Yeah.
same situation. Because I was always throwing a putter up there, but putting too much ante on them.
Yeah.
Because so lefty ante just getting up there. I'm
Yeah.
like, hit something and stay there, and it never worked out for me. So it really focused me on learning how to Anheuser my putters, which helped out a lot. But,
another hole.
and then hole 8, 9, we finished 8, 9, and then 10. I think are the last holes that are ace runnable. 11, too low of a ceiling. 12, too far. 13, I hate the tee pad now. No, I can't get 14. Maybe some people can. I can't get 14.
I like 14. I like taking the skip approach at 14, where you come along, and then when you hit the ground, you skip up towards it. I like taking that big hyzer off to the right.
Okay. Yeah, I used to forehand that right gap.
I used to forehand it too until I kind of developed a little bit better of a backhand.
Same here. Yeah.
Yeah. So then that hole kind of changed.
Oh, I forgot about 17. 17 is a scary ace run, though.
It is. It is. But
I think it's gettable, but it's a scary one.
Yeah.
It's another short hole, but with a really, really tight fairway that can go downhill real fast.
Yeah.
Outwater's like that.
Yeah. You can either have a really, really good round at Outwater, or you can have a really, really bad round at Outwater.
I've had both.
Yeah.
I think the best round there, I finished is 2 under.
Yeah. I mean, that's basically
I think it's average.
Yeah, that's basically where I finish at. I mean, there's guys that, these new up and comers, and the people that would show up to the league, Ben Walker, Chris Sherman, a lot, Vinny Coons. I don't know if you know him. He's always a heavy hitter there.
Maybe if I seen him.
Bobby DeLong, obviously. There's a lot of and forgive me if I'm missing your name, but there's always a lot of there's a couple of heavy hitters there where if you draw them as your partner, you're almost guaranteed to be top 3.
Well, I remember a year ago playing with Chris, and he was not as good as he was this last season.
Oh, Chris turned it up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, he's a hell of a player, and he's technical, and he's good.
Yeah, he gets after it. His putting has just been dialed in from circle 2. It's phenomenal right now.
Yeah.
So I can't wait to see him pull out some big wins this year, because I think it's going to happen for him.
Yeah.
So plus he's on Recycling Buffalo team, and they seem to be doing real good things as a team together. So I'm excited to see that too. I mentioned this with Josh as well the other week, and it's like, I don't really understand the point of being on a team unless you're doing team things. So maybe not every week, maybe twice a month, do something, whether it's just casual practicing with teammates, which I think you can do on your own anyways. You don't have to get the whole team together for that. But hosting an in-house team tournament, I think would be a lot of fun.
Yeah. Are you part of any teams?
No.
Yeah. I was never a part of any kind of team.
I don't think that anybody around here now, I think they wised up and didn't do open signups anymore, because you're getting 50, 60 people trying to get into these teams. So I think they're just now seeking out local talent. Yeah. So, which is, I think, is the smarter way to do it.
I think that's cool.
I think that's how you
to
always...
be approached
Yeah.
is way cooler than
Oh,
applying.
definitely. I thought that's how you only got on teams.
Right.
Back when I was a teenager, thinking it'd be cool to be a
It's
sponsored...
like you're getting drafted.
Yeah, sponsored skateboarder in high school. Right. It's like, well, how do you do that? It's like, I thought you got approached by a team.
Yeah.
And they're like, hey, we would like to have you on. That's how I thought things happened. I didn't know you could ask.
The whole team thing, in my opinion, from my perspective, I was never good enough to really consider even applying to be on a team. But it seems like
thing,
it seems like it's just a merch discount grab.
For the big producers out there, if you want to be because I was on Lone Star last year. That's exactly what it was.
I'm so glad
exactly
you brought
that's
that
exactly
up,
what it was.
because that's exactly what I was talking about.
Yeah, Lone Stars. I mean, they're new, so they did the open signups for team, and they literally accepted everybody.
Right.
So you got 4 discs out of the year, your quarterly allotment discs. You can choose which ones you want. They came in the Founders plastic.
Mm-hmm.
There's one. This is a BB6. And this one here is
But I
bayonet.
mean, what did they? What? Okay.
So this is like their premium plastic.
Okay.
Okay, this is their best stuff for sure. So you got 4 like freebies. All you had to do was pay shipping on them.
Gotcha.
So you got those throughout the year. Other than that, you had a 40% one-time use discount. So you got that when you first joined the team.
Mm-hmm.
So you can just dump a bunch to get discs, get a bag, whatever. I used it to get a bag. And then 20% throughout the year, which I thought,
So
it's great.
So what do they expect of you?
Just tag them in any disc golf posts.
Right.
And
Just
share
free
their stuff.
advertising, basically.
Pretty much. Yeah. You want to make a post about their discs, about their throwing them.
Did they
Go ahead
ever
and do
reach
that.
out to you and be like, "Hey, can you do this?"
No.
I just don't understand how that's feasible for a company to do that. Just give out so much free stuff and just
Probably because they wanted to get the reach. So I think that's the reason why they did it. But I mean, also, I mean, like I said, they gave you 20% off the use throughout the year, but they gave out these 30% off deals throughout the year. Like at least a couple times a month. It's like, hey, buy 2 drivers for 30 or 3 drivers for 30%. I think they have one right now for 2.
But then, and I don't follow the professionals because I'm more into just playing the sport. Follow, like, I'll be the first to admit, when I try and watch coverage, I tried getting into it. I fall asleep. If I'm not playing the game, like, it's hard for me to listen to it.
I just watched the Florida Open, whatever it is right now.
Mm-hmm.
I was just watching the second round today.
Yeah.
I get excited though. I do. It's like I said, it's back when I was a kid playing skateboarding, and I would watch a new team's video. I want to go out and skate now. So it's the same thing that happens to me when I watch Jomez Pro and I watch a round from whatever local event that's happening for them, or whatever. Sorry, not local event, but whatever pro tour event that they're doing. I want to go out and play now. That's all I want to do after watching the pros play. I want to go and do it. So sometimes they will do some like weird technical shot that you don't see very often. It's like, oh, I want to try that.
Yeah. That's cool, but it's like every single time I see a cool shot that they do, I'm like, no freaking way I'm going to be able to do that.
Well, I don't understand how you can throw it probably about 60, 70 feet in the air over all the trees and still 400 feet long.
Yeah.
That makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
The physics don't even add in my head.
I have enough time.
Possible.
I have a hard enough time trying to get the snap from my wrist, just throwing it normally. Like I'm like, yeah, no, this is just like a definitely more like just a have fun thing for me. I'm not trying to be a superstar.
I gave up on the process of ever becoming a pro player. That's for sure. Becoming a local legend, that is still possible.
Yeah, that's cool.
So
I feel like honestly though, like to be a local legend in disc golf, like I feel like you get that from your time and dedicating yourself. Like somebody like Sam Castiglione. Sorry if I butchered your last name, Sam.
I think that's right.
I mean, when I think of disc golf, I think of him, and that's not because of how well he plays. It's just how he's on top of everything, and he's always putting in new courses, and he's just a nice guy, and he's always around. You know, so I think you achieve that just from your dedication to the game and
and just being awesome.
Yeah.
You got to be awesome at it.
Yeah.
You can't just be that one crazy guy that shows up at leagues. I mean,
that's old man Sean Reed.
We got a lot of those guys. There's a guy at putting league. His name's Soup.
Soup Campbell.
He's a local guy. He's a
I
local
love
legend.
him, dude.
Yeah, Soup's awesome.
I love Soup, dude.
Yep.
He was a diehard for Outwater League.
Yep.
I love when he showed up.
I gave a RCdiscgolf towel. Soup's got it.
Yeah.
So
cool, dude.
Cool to see him out there with it.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's all I can really hope for as of right now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really care about going pro anymore. Touring would be awesome, but I could do that on my own time if I really wanted to. Mm-hmm. Maybe I'll save that up for a retirement fund.
Yeah, right. Right.
What are you gonna do? I don't got nothing else.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's gonna be a crazy year. There's a lot of new stuff happening, new events happening, new courses happening. And I think there's gonna be a couple new upgrades too.
Yeah.
For a lot of these places. Hopefully they get done this year, and not have to wait till next season. But
Yeah.
Or at least some of them. I know Como's getting a facelift.
Oh, really?
New tee pads,
That's cool.
new baskets, some elevated.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
I like when they do weird stuff.
I want
like
to see
this.
more of that stuff. I want to see holes that aren't necessarily technical holes,
Mhm.
but like throw a loop in there somewhere. Throw an
Yeah.
elevated basket on it. You
Yeah.
know, that'd be awesome. There's no courses around here that have elevated baskets unless it's put on a hill.
Ellicott Creek has one. Doesn't
I wouldn't really consider that an elevated basket. I mean,
Yeah.
it kind of is a whole 10 there.
Yeah.
But it's more of like an island hole now.
Mhm.
So if you're on the island, it's not really an elevated basket. If you can get up on that
The
structure.
stone. Yeah.
So if you can already make one up on there because it's big enough, you can easily land a disc on there.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't really consider that an elevated. I mean, something that you can't really land on top of,
Right.
but you have to still pitch up onto.
Mhm.
I think that's more qualified.
Yeah.
That's just my opinions, though. I could be completely wrong. I mean, because that putt from the bottom of that at hole 10 is very. I think it's
honestly,
similar,
I haven't played Ellicott Creek since they put that in there.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's falling apart already, I think.
Oh, really?
Especially after this winter. There's probably going to be some loose bricks for sure.
Yeah, kids and stuff too, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Just,
It's a public park.
The public's rough on it, yeah. We have that problem with Outwater.
Yeah, Outwater's bad for the public. Every time you go down in the ravine, there's broken glasses and
well, that's another problem too.
else
Is
garbage.
Like, it doesn't matter how much garbage you clean up. People just they stand on the top of the ravine. They just throw glass bottles.
Yeah.
And then it's like you got all the stuff from back in the day that's resurfacing every time it rains because
Mhm.
the dirt gets wiped away. So it's like it's just a never-ending process. And then it's like you get down to hole 7. It's like, oh, yep, somebody ditched a couch.
Yeah.
There's just a couch there now. Cool.
I think there was. I think I've seen one down there. The last event I did there, I think it was Scott's event, the Niagara Classic. There was hole 14? There was a picnic table right in the middle of the fairway.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude,
Yeah.
we didn't need this obstacle there.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I already have a hard enough time playing the hole. And there's a picnic table randomly placed there that never was there before.
Yeah.
Also, though, I want to ask you this: whose idea was it for hole 13's tee pad to be faced that way?
Hole 13's tee pad.
Yeah, it was the one. It was kind of before. It was kind of like downhill,
Angled up.
Angled. Yeah, you kind of had an uphill run up on this tee pad.
What other way would you like it?
Facing the basket? Because it's not
No.
facing the basket.
No, I like that. I like that you have to kind of either throw it on like a little bit of an ante. It affects the shot.
Oh yes,
I
it
like
does.
that. I like that.
If
like it
you
is.
have a huge right hand hyzer, it's perfect.
Well, I see a lot of people throw forehand on there, and they dangle it up over the hill, and then it wraps back in.
Well, I'm a lefty. I have to throw it that way. And now I only get to use half the tee pad because it's angled in a bad spot for me.
Maybe we can widen the tee pad.
Widen it would be great.
Like make it like an oblong thing. I don't know.
Widen it would be great.
Yeah.
That's a step in the right direction.
I guess
for
I'd
sure.
have to see. This is the first time it's ever been brought up
Okay.
to me.
Were you in charge of putting it in?
Mm-mm.
Okay, I won't blame you then.
No, it wasn't me. That was definitely. I haven't really been. I ran the league there, but as far as like everything like the course improvements and stuff like that, like that's more of like a Steve Hopkins or Tim Cooper type deal. I would say.
All right, I'll take my wrath out on Tim.
Do it.
All right.
Do it.
Oh well, me and you will have to play it. I'll have to show you how difficult that is.
Definitely.
For me.
Definitely.
But it's super annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm not even lined up for that
It's hard.
angle
dude.
at all.
Yeah.
Like the tee pad is. So if you're straight on the tee pad,
Mm-hmm.
the basket is like.
Oh no, I
way
get what
left.
you're saying. The tee pad faces here, and the basket's like here.
Way off to the left.
Yeah,
Yeah, the tee pad's pointing like towards the street,
Mm-hmm.
not the fairway.
Yeah.
So
I'm righty, so it never really affected
it
me.
doesn't affect righties.
Yeah, right.
It does not affect any righties that
Which
I
is
know of.
funny though, because Steve Hopkins is lefty,
Is he?
and he put the tee pad
I
there.
don't think I ever knew that.
Yeah. He's our big annoying lefty friend.
What the heck, Steve?
Yeah.
What are you thinking, dude?
Yeah.
Make a more lefty friendly course. I want a hole that's just dedicated to all lefties.
Yeah.
Just the whole course, every hole, all lefty hyzers.
I think for I mean you got hole 10. Hole 10, I have to forehand.
I know hole
You
10,
have hole 10.
but hole 10 has a 98% roll away.
Yeah.
That hole is very difficult.
Yeah.
So unless you can really power up something flat and soft, like a mid, which I can't yet, I'm still fairway driver on that one at least.
Forget what I throw on that hole.
You throw.
I think I throw a T-bird.
No, you throw a Nate Sexton.
Firebird?
It's not the Beast. Shrike.
Oh, a Shrike?
You threw a Shrike. Last time me and you played together, you threw a Nate Sexton.
I think I've
Shrike.
since disked down.
Okay.
I have a T-bird that Luke DePriest gave me. We did a disc swap.
Okay.
And he put my face on my disc, and I put an old picture of us when we were kids on I forget what kind of disc I put it on, but that was cool. So I have a cartoon animated version of me smoking a cigarette on my T-bird. Yeah, so
that's
it's
awesome.
Like, yeah, it's pretty cool. If I lose it, if somebody else has it, it's pretty easy to get back.
Well, yeah, it's if they do it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of discs that I've lost that I've never heard anybody finding.
Yeah.
So one of them was at Outwater, one of my Vibrams.
Mm.
That one still hurts me.
Mm-hmm.
So I lost the Vibram on hole 4 because it went down the hill. I had the wrong angle on it.
Yeah.
I couldn't find it. After the round, somebody messaged me saying that they found it and they left it up with Jeremy. He was TDing that event.
Mm-hmm.
So after the round, I go to Jeremy. He's like, "Hey, is my disc here?" And apparently, nobody turned it in, according to Jeremy.
Mm.
So either he didn't see somebody turn it in, they just placed it there, and then somebody else picked it up and walked off with it.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I forgot what kind of Vibram it was.
It's always rough.
Olace or something like that, maybe.
Yeah. I never had a single Vibram disc.
I have 3 left.
Oh, really?
So
because they don't make them anymore, right?
No, I think you can still get some on Marshall Street. I think they still have some Vibrams.
Mm-hmm.
Got them right here. I got the Soul, the Ibex, rather, and the Ascent. Hey, puppy. Finally coming to see me, huh? Oh, big old brat. But anyways, I only know Justin King. He's the only one that I know that still throws Vibrams a lot.
Yeah.
That's where I got those off of. Because a buddy of mine likes the Soul. So I got, oh man, she just beat one.
Oh. I was gonna say something earlier, dude, because I smelled it, but I didn't know.
You're a turd. Do you need to go outside or something? You're a brat. All that meat. I give her all my steak scraps.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime I eat a steak.
It's good.
So keeps her healthy, I think.
Mm-hmm.
All that extra nice fat.
Yeah, for sure.
But I don't know. She is a good dog.
Yeah, she is.
What were we talking about? Yeah, interrupted by a
Justin
fart.
King.
Justin King. Yes. Yeah, he's the only one that I know that throws Vibrams. But I think you can buy them on Marshall Street still. I think they have some posted. Yeah.
But, I'm sure eBay and stuff too.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to pay the eBay prices for it though.
I'm always like a big fan of I'm always keeping my eye out when I drive by garage sales if I see a disc golf bag or something.
Oh really?
Yeah. Yeah, dude.
I never even thought of that.
Yeah, I've gotten like 3 or 4 like Ranger type, off-brand bags.
Okay.
But they're full.
Interesting.
Of discs. And half the time it's like they'll bag and everything in it listed for $10, and I'm like, I'll give you 5, and they're like, yeah, cool.
Thank you. But I never even thought of doing garage sales for that.
Yeah.
I mean, I tried like Marketplace and stuff like that, or
people want too much money.
Oh yeah, it's ridiculous.
I'm gonna wait until you go to college and your parents get rid of your stuff when you're not there, and I'm gonna get it for $5.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's I don't know. For me, it's still a piece of plastic. I don't really care whose name is on it for it to be extra money.
Yeah.
I've never been that type of guy with any type of sports memorabilia.
Yeah.
I don't go to football games to get a ball or a helmet signed. I don't go to hockey games and get a stick. I don't do none of it.
I don't really cherish that kind of stuff.
No.
Yeah, it's just not my thing.
No, I get working stuff.
Yeah.
The things that I like to collect, I use daily.
Yeah.
Except for my swords. I don't use those daily.
Yeah. You could, though.
I could.
Yeah.
All right. That's not okay. We're recording over here.
Get the sword.
Get the
Intruder
sword.
alert.
Get the sword. That would be funny. Have you seen? There's a video of a dog actually sword fights.
Oh, really? I
Yeah.
have seen that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They give her like a plastic foam or a foam sword, and
Yeah.
the dog will whip it around. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
My dog will do it with a rope.
Yeah.
With a big old knot in the end of it, and she will melee the crap out of your thigh.
Yeah, watch your shins.
Yeah, it hurts.
Yeah.
But
yeah, Justin King, I was never really close with, but I would see him every year at the Honeybee.
Okay,
At
yeah,
the
yeah. Well, he
land
lives,
out in
yeah, he lives down
Cattaraugus.
there. Yeah.
Yeah, so that was like my one time a year I'd see him, but now unfortunately I think the Honeybee Open is done. I don't think
really?
they're bringing it back. Yeah,
Mm.
I don't really know what's surrounding that. I'm not gonna ask questions about it, but yeah, I think it's done, which sucks because that was like when I started phasing out of doing tournaments. That was the only tournament that I continued to play because it was just such a cool experience. And
Yeah, okay.
Don was always really cool, and you could always swim in the pond. There's the glow around the night before, and it was just cool. And normally it's like I'm a dad, so like I don't really get a lot of bro time anymore, and it was always cool to just be able to head down there with your bros, spend the night, you know what I mean, camp out,
Well,
it's
now,
just cool.
Yeah, you'll have Shorewind shootout for that now.
Yeah, which I've never played that, but there's a couple people I think that I know that are gonna get cabins or tents down there.
I got buddies that they camp there every year for the Shorewinds.
Yeah,
and they'll play that event too.
Yeah, I think that'd be cool.
That's your only other camping event around here, I think. And also, I think I heard Blue Dog is gone too, isn't it? Isn't that course gone too? I've never played it.
Neither have I. I've never met
Sherry.
Yeah.
That might be a rumor too. I don't know if that's true or not, but I think I heard that the Blue Dog disc golf course is also gone this year.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That was in Derby, right?
I think so. I don't know. Southtown somewhere.
Yeah.
Down that way. I mean, Justin does the Griffin Open in Springville.
Yeah.
So
I need to check out the Griffin. I've never checked it out.
Griffin is fantastic. That's
cool.
one of my favorite courses around. I can consistently 4 under there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
There are a lot of smaller but very, very tight technical holes. So you being an Outwater player might favor you pretty well. This one I would consider some elevated baskets on because there's like, it looks like it was like at one point like a mountain bike trail. So it's like got some hilly in through there for a couple of the holes, and the basket's right on top of it. So
that's cool.
Very, very hard to land your disc on top of that hill.
Mm-hmm.
So you're looking at a good elevated putt up.
Yeah, I like that.
And one's literally built on some little pyramid too.
Yeah.
And that one's cool.
That's the one, hole 15 at Outwater. It's like a downhill hyzer to get to the basket.
Yeah.
That's kind of like the elevated basket at Outwater because more often than not, your disc isn't going to land on an angle on that hill. It's going to land and then it's going to roll to the bottom of the hill. So you always have like, a 20 or 25 foot putt uphill.
Yeah, I would say that or 16 because 16 is right there. Same thing. Yes. I can't get up on the hill where the basket is in 16. I'm always putting up to it.
It's I mean, honestly, the best strategy I have, hopefully it rained the day before, the ground is soft, and you just forehand bullet it into the side of the hill and just get it to stick. You know what I mean? Because I can't get that pop for the disc to go up.
The ceiling is too low for you to get up on top of that hill.
Well, especially in the summer. In the fall, when the leaves are gone, you might have a little bit better of a chance.
Unless you get like some huge skip shot up there. That's the only way you can get there. But if you want to do this year, this is happening next month, April something. This will be fun for you because it's a charity event. It is singles though, it's not a doubles. It's throw a dog a bone. Isaac is hosting this one. Isaac, I'm gonna ruin this. Maletti Lloyd. I'm sorry, Isaac.
I don't know who that is.
Okay, he's another guy around here locally. But he's hosting this event in Springville at the Griffin Park, and it's a charity event to build money to build a new dog park down there.
Oh, that's cool.
So there's gonna be during halftime. There's a couple vendors coming, so that you can get stuff up. There's an adoption agency coming there with some dogs you can play with.
That's cool.
That's halftime. They're auctioning off another basket, another mini basket, bunch of other cool
Okay,
prizes.
I'm sorry to cut you off. This is one thing Western New York Facebook should never have stopped doing. And God forbid if Sam or Jimmy Carmen or anybody like that runs that page is like listens to this. They used to, when I first started disc golfing, I couldn't afford a disc golf basket. You know what I mean? Disc golf like I didn't know if I was going to stick with it or whatever. They used to raffle off disc golf baskets regularly. But I
Really?
think yeah, and it was like as a new player, it was like whatever it was. What's a disc golf basket? $120 for
Yeah,
like a for like
roughly.
an MVP, whatever it is.
Roughly. I think those pop-up ones might be around 120.
But I mean, for a metal one, for one that actually screws together, they're probably like $120
maybe
around there.
it could be.
They would do like a $10 buy-in.
Hmm.
They would do 10 spots or whatever because when they buy them in bulk or maybe they get a discount or whatever. However it worked out, it would pay for the basket, and you got a 1 in 10 chance throwing $10 in to get a basket. And I remember I did 2 raffles. I hit on my second raffle, and that's the only reason I had a disc golf basket to practice with.
Oh.
And that was that was like one of the coolest things that ever like happened to me from that page. So if anybody's listening, you guys have to bring that back. That was one of the best things that I've ever had happen to me out of that page, and I think it's a great thing for newer players to be able to get baskets at, and it's fun too. Who doesn't like a raffle for $10?
Or a bag.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Or anything. You know what I mean?
Cart, if you wanted a cart.
Yeah. I think
the big items,
Yeah. And I don't know if like maybe it's like a Facebook thing. Maybe they're just not allowed to do raffles, and maybe that's why they just don't want the page to get taken down or whatever. But
Well, I don't know if it's that way, but you can easily do it at Spartan, and you can announce it on Facebook. Hey, come to Spartan and get your raffle ticket.
yeah, that
And
might
this
not
is what
work
we're
as
doing.
well as posting somebody's Venmo though, and just being able to be like, "Hey, Venmo
Yeah.
me $10 and blah blah blah." But all I'm saying is
There's other ways to do it.
that was so cool when I hit that. When I hit for that basket I think I bought 2 tickets, so I got a basket for $20, and I still have it. I used it for Outwater League all the time. Whenever we did like a temp alternate hole, or if I wanted to do something weird or whatever, it was so great. I think that's an improvement that needs to get brought back somehow in some way. Just more raffles for give people an entry level chance to get something that maybe they wouldn't ultimately be able to afford.
Well, I've said this last year, and I felt it really strongly last year. Everybody always preached about growing the sport, but it didn't really feel that way.
Yeah.
I didn't really feel like anybody was actually doing anything to actually grow the sport,
Yeah.
other than wanting to host an event or something like that. But it's like, as far as like the smaller things for the new people getting started, it didn't seem very beginner friendly for a lot of the stuff.
In all honesty, after COVID, when disc golf had that big boom, I think people kind of got money hungry a little bit. And
Maybe.
I think they're trying to get ahead of it, and you know what I mean? And they don't want to look back and be like, oh, I wish we would have did this or charged for this or blah, blah, blah. And so I think some stuff is just, I don't know. It's for me, I got into disc golf. My uncle was at a family reunion one time, and he was like, hey, I kind of got into disc golf. I think you'd like it. And that was like a thing that me and my uncle, who I really didn't have a relationship with before that, and we grew to be, better, friends, and that's who ultimately got me into disc golf. And then I just kind of hit the ground running once I figured out you could compete and stuff, and that was cool. But yeah, like I don't know, I think that kind of vibe needs to be brought back into it, like more of like a wholesome, like just get together with your buddies and go out and go throw. But maybe also, because we've been disc golfing for, so many years now, I think maybe we might just be, I think it still is like that for people that are still coming in, that are still just getting together with I think for us, it might just be getting a little, we're losing the buzz.
Yeah,
we
been
first
competing too hard, trying to go too fast.
I think it might just be us though. Like I think we're just losing the buzz a little bit. And all of our friends, we're getting older too.
Oh yeah.
All our friends have kids. We're not getting together and having beers on the weekend and no fans. It's harder to get everybody together now, and I don't know. I think for younger kids that don't have kids and they're just getting into the game, and I think it's still like that.
I have a group of friends that are younger than me. They do Foster's Friday. So they go to the consumers, they buy a case of Foster's, and then go play around and drink.
Yeah, that's cool.
They do it every Friday.
Yeah.
So, yeah, stuff like that. I mean, I've already talked to a couple other people, too. Joe being one of them. He even said, he's like, this year I plan on going back to the roots of it. Back to what made it fun for me, and I'm going to continue doing that. 'Cause he feels the same exact way. It's like I was competing with high expectations last season. I'm going to bring my rating up, maybe try to sneak a win in somewhere. And I had a goal for my rating. I wanted to get close to 900 or hit 900 would be awesome.
Yeah.
I went down. My rating went down.
Honestly, I haven't checked my
It's
rating
so
in
bad.
years. I think the highest I ever got was like an 860.
That's
like I was
still higher than what I ever got.
Yeah, but I was never like crazy. Like, it was like, yeah. I don't know.
I'm going back to the basics. I redid the bag. I grabbed all the discs, like all the Daredevil discs that I fell in love with. I put all of them back in there. I took half the Lone Stars out. I only kept the ones that I actually throw all the time.
Yeah.
And I put in quite a few Innovas in there. I went back to the Champion Boss that I loved so much. I got a Halo Destroyer. I got a Halo Firebird. And it's like, man, I loved these things, and I threw them so well. Why did I ever stop throwing them?
Yeah, because I think, and I don't think it's your fault. I think people get caught in the rat race of the new stuff coming out. You know what I mean? And it's like, yeah, but like, I don't know. Yeah, it's really easy to get caught up, and especially nowadays with the internet the way it is and stuff. People are very good at marketing stuff that you think you need.
Oh yeah.
I can't tell you how many times I registered for MA3 at a tournament and I saw somebody pull out a rangefinder.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what are you doing?
It's
over there. You're throwing your disc in the water.
He's trying to dial it in.
Yeah, dude. It's like, you don't need that. Just feel it. It's all about touch. Just be able to look at it and know how to do it.
I would get a rangefinder for my own personal reasons. And that would be mainly practice because I want to know exactly how far that I'm throwing.
The one thing, I have a rangefinder. I just use my bow hunting rangefinder.
Okay.
I do like having a rangefinder because if I feel like I absolutely crushed a drive, it's nice to be able to get to where your disc is and turn around and range find, back at the hole and just kind of see a roundabout like where you ended up.
That's all I want it for. Yeah.
Yeah. But like as far as like throwing a drive and being like, oh, okay, how far am I to the basket? Like, it's not going to matter. Like, no. I'm not going to, like, knowing the number is not going to affect how I throw the disc.
If I can see the basket, I'm actually pretty good with landing close to it.
Yeah.
Not mainly off of a drive, but my second shot for sure. I can get fairly close to the basket within 15, 20 feet.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty confident in that.
That's one thing I really had to teach myself with competing, too, is like, in all honesty, most of these guys fall off the rails because they're like, they realize they're falling behind and now they're going for birdies.
Yep.
They are like,
that was me.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. Like, that's another thing. I never looked at the leaderboard when I was playing. That's like totally unnecessary information that you don't need to know as long as you're playing as best as you possibly can. That is just unnecessary.
The only reason you should look at the leaderboard, or if you have a buddy that can walk with you to do it for you, is if you are tied for first going into round 2.
Yeah.
It's the only time you should be keeping an eye out on that score.
Yeah. Well, even then, it's like, is it really going to affect you if you're playing the best that you possibly can?
It might. Who knows?
Or it might destroy you.
It might destroy you.
It might destroy you.
It always destroyed me.
So, like, if I know that all right, I've never been tied for first, but like, if I know I'm tied for first and this guy is like, and I see on the scorecard that this guy's getting a birdie, in my head, I'm like, I need to get a birdie. I need to stay up with this guy. And then going into the next hole, it's like, bro, just play for par.
Yeah.
Because most of the time, people will self-destruct. And I can't tell you how many times I've seen it where people have a hot round and then they go into it and either they're tired or maybe they didn't have like food on break or whatever, and they go in and they self-destruct. And if you would have just parred, you would have just play it. Just play the best that you possibly can.
That's what I'm going to work on.
Yeah.
I've done that the last year. I've gone through the holes. It's like I know this course pretty well. These are the ones I know I can birdie.
Mm-hmm.
Now I have it in my head that I have to birdie those holes, and I'll play the rest of them for a par, and I should end the day with a 4 under par, and I'd have a happy day.
Yeah.
And then it never works out.
Yep.
So, because it's in my head, I have to birdie those holes because those are the ones that
exactly.
are
and then when you don't birdie the holes,
ruins it.
It ruins your vibe.
Yep.
It totally ruins your vibe.
So, all right, man. Thanks for coming out.
Yeah, dude.
Thanks for talking with me.
No problem, buddy.
And
have me over anytime.
Anytime you can break away from the kids, I will love to have you on.
Yeah, dude. Sounds good to me, buddy.
We want to make it a weekly thing. You can tell the wife it's a weekly thing, just to get you out of the house.
Cool. Maybe bi-weekly. Weekly.
Okay.
Probably
we could maybe do a bi-weekly.
Yeah,
thing.
Just do another Monday night Outwater. You know what I mean? Just bind myself down to another day already.
I'm down for it.
Cool.
Anything you want to do. Let me know if you want to do a casual round. I'll throw you the details for Throw a Dog a Bone. See if you can get into that one.
Yeah, definitely.
Because you'll be playing the Griffin, and it's just a fun charity event.
Definitely.
So nothing to really worry about.
Cool.
All right, man.
Good to me, buddy.
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning into this episode. As always, like, share, subscribe on all platforms, and we'll see you out there. Peace out.